Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Now today we've had the Throne and Liberty. This is the third live stream from the developers. Now I have to hand it to them. It's amazing that they do these things. We've had a live stream. This is the third one already, and the game is obviously only 3 months old. So I'm going to break this down from the important subjects that they discussed and talked about. There's some really good things. There's some things I'm not too happy about time-wise, but it is what it is. This is all going to be great for global. Now, before I deep dive into this, I just wanted to say, please subscribe to the channel if you're new and you're interested in Throne and Liberty, but also other MMORPGs, and also I cover some action RPGs as well. But yeah, I'm getting very, very close to 1,000 subscribers. Love you all. So let's get into this one. Now, so basically, I have, they gave us 4 codes as usual, coupon codes. That's brilliant. So I will pin the codes down in the comment section down below. So feel free to use those in game if you're playing over in Korea. Now, basically from March 13th, so next week's update, we already knew this, but they sort of explained a little bit further. We're going to be getting 1 dungeon per week on like a rotation, it seems like. And it's going to have hard mode, and it's going to start off with tyrants, as you can see in the screen, tyrant, butchers, and then the curse land. And you're going to see whilst I'm speaking, they show off the different mechanics. It actually looks pretty damn interesting. It looks pretty good as well. There is going to be like 6 difficulty levels. So, and the tier 2 version, the tier 2 difficulty, can unlock the arch boss traits. So that's interesting to see. This live stream, that for the next like couple months, they're going down a heavy PvE route, which is fine, because as we all know, as much as I love PvP myself, and as much as the PvP community is always the loudest, the PvE community is always bigger. So it's interesting. They needed to do this because we needed more end game. So for global, this is a huge W. So yeah, there's going to be 2 brand new dungeons in April. So not this month, not in March. It's going to be, you can see them here. Here's the 2 new dungeons, looking pretty menacing. There's going to be 1 new support skill per weapon. So that's going to be very interesting to see. There's going to be changes coming to the parry system, so the block. So if you're moving in any direction and you try to block, you're then going to roll, no matter what weapon you're using. If you're standing still, then you're going to block in whatever way you block. But there's going to be certain boss mechanics where you're going to have to actually roll. So you need to do the roll mechanic, the roll parry, should I say. The higher the difficulty as well, by the way, of these dungeons, is you've got better RNG drops, which is obviously, that's nothing new. That's just common sense. Reapers and the general, those are going to get added to the dungeon loot. So for example, if you want to get the Reaper's gloves right now, you need to farm Cornelius. And the chance of that happening is obviously very, very low. So they're putting that into the dungeon loot drop. That's really interesting to see. They're also going a little bit further, and they're giving us a new dungeon currency so that you can buy items from that dungeon. So if you want to get, just say Reaper's gloves, use that as an example, and it comes from butchers, you then get the currency, farm that dungeon enough on the harder modes, get the currency, and then you can just straight out get the item. So that's, I like that idea. Other things I've written down here, they're going to be doing, oh yeah, cross-server dungeon matchmaking. We already knew that this was getting worked on, but this is aimed for early May. So again, couple months away, but that's fine. The regional and the events on the map are getting reworked. So the mobs are going to be harder. The loot amount is now going to be based purely on contribution. So for example, if the mob was to drop 10 items, and me, person A as me, and then person B, if I did 60% of the damage and you did 40% of the damage, I would get 6 of those items and you would get 4. So that's fair enough. That helps out healers, that helps out tanks. It makes it a little bit more even across the board, more fairer, should I say. The conflict events are also going to be change, which we really know about this. So basically, it's going to have random teams. So there's going to be a team A full of random players, and then there's going to be a team B full of random players for the PvP events. So you can't just zerg the events anymore. That's going to be a good change. But again, that isn't happening right now. There's going to be a new weapon, which most of us already knew this because it got data mined ages ago, but the new weapon is going to be the spear. They've confirmed this now. It's definitely the spear, and it's going to be coming out in July. So that's interesting. There's also going to be a new item, which they're going to showcase next week. I'm not sure 100% on this, but that's going to be coming out in April. So next month, not too bad. Equipment quick slots are being worked on. The brand new zone is now, we have the official date for the brand new zone. Now, if you've been over on the internet, you've seen the leaked pictures. Many of us have already been in there, which I think this actually forced their hand to talk about it today. So the new zone is going to be going live in July. Also, this is interesting, the new zone is going to have a possible 12-man dungeon / raid, because somebody asked, is there ever going to be raids? And they said the new zone is going to have a 12-man dungeons. So I'm very intrigued about that. There's no plans for legendaries at the moment. Instead, they want to stick with the epics, but they're going to give us separate tiers of epics. So obviously tier 1, 2, 3, etc. They understand that trading purples isn't easy, and they said that they might tweak that, but they don't want it to be too easy, which is fair enough. So the reason why they don't want to bring out legendaries yet is purely for the fact that unless you've paid a lot of money, you don't even have a full set of purple right now. I'm fine with that. I'm on board with that. PvP wise, this is where it gets a little bit disappointing for myself and a few other people I've seen in the chats. They know evasion is ridiculously strong right now, but they are going to be buffing hit. They're slowly working on buffing hit, so evasion won't be, they reckon the evasion meta won't be the meta for too much longer. So we'll see how much they buff hit. And basically what I want to see done is hit does need to be buffed. You need to be able to get a way to counter evasion. But what I would like to see, you either have a choice of going like tanky or full DPS machine. We don't want it to be, I don't know how they're going to do it, but I don't want it to be, because the current meta right now is no matter what class you're playing, you just go full evasion regardless. Now, I feel like there should be a difference between, if you want to be tanky, you go full evasion. If you want to be super glass cannon, that's what you do, you go glass cannon. You shouldn't be able to be super hardcore glass cannon, but then also have the tankiness as well. So we'll see on that one. This is where the disappointment slightly starts to creep in. The cross-server GVG is going to come mid-April. That one's fine. But the 1v1, the 1v1 guild changes, which everybody thought was coming in March, myself included, they never obviously officially said that it was going to be guaranteed in March, but they've now confirmed that that isn't going to happen until May. So the zerging is still going to carry on up until May. So I don't know, guys and girls, that's a bit of an issue. So cross-server GVG is going to be mid-April. The 1v1 GVG changes is going to be in May. The cross-server siege, which is exciting, that's aimed for June. It's not guaranteed going to come in June, but it's aimed for around June time. And then arenas, they've confirmed is definitely in June, unless things change, obviously. The Riftstones cross-server is going to be a conflict boss, and then the Boonstone cross-server is going to be a PvP event. So you're obviously going to fight another server, but it's going to be whoever owns, basically. So if Guild A owns this Riftstone on a SOTA server, you go into this portal and then you fight Guild B, who owns that exact Riftstone on Fosin server, for example. So yeah, so basically without me speaking for, 30 minutes plus, that is the breakdown of what the TLDR of today's live stream was. Some good PvE changes coming. Some PvP changes are coming, but they're not going to be here for till May, June/July. The brand new zone, the other half of the map, is definitely coming, and that is when did I say that? That was July, right? Yeah, the new zone is coming in July. So they did say summertime, and July sort of adds up to that. The only thing I'm thinking now, though, is because of all these extra changes coming and some of the stuff not happening till July, I have the feeling that my original global prediction, I think that's going to be pretty correct, because I've been saying for the longest time now, the last month or so, that I believe we're not going to get global release of this game until June/July, possibly August. And this live stream has just solidified that for me, really. I would love to be wrong, but I don't see global coming until summertime. And the worst case scenario, September. August, September is the worst case scenario in my mind, but I'm thinking June, July still. But yeah, hey, anyway, until Amazon Games confirm that, we're none the wiser. But I will definitely inform you guys and girls when there is official information from Amazon. You'll hear it here. You'll see it and hear it here first. So yeah, anyway, if you've made it this far, much love to you guys and girls. Like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. See you soon. Peace.